Jayo Jayo Shri Chaitanya Jayo Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jayo Jayo Shri Chaitanya Jayo Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jnana-timirandasya jnana-nishadakaya Chakshurvajidam yena tasmai Shri-Gurave Namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti-Vedanta Swamini Namane. Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Prashapadeshakahari. Jayo Shri Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Śrīvāsadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So some more tips for controlling the mind here. Krishna gives a very nice analogy. He says, Indriyani parani ahu indriya paramavana manasasu parabuddhe yo buddhe parasusaha. Higher than this body is simply jada vastu. But more important, the body is the senses, because senses make the body practical. Otherwise it is just lethargy. So lower stages, just like lethargy, consciousness, nothing is happening, tamasic life, all simple activities. That finally leads to crash. Person cannot act anyway. So you do simple activity, but you just lie flat. You can't do anything after it. It kills all the energy of the body. Either intoxication, this is sex or gambling or meat, it destroys you. So little sattvic life, not sattvic, little more practical life is rajasic, where the senses become very active. And so the body is controlled by the senses. Now next, in the sensual platform person is running after material pursuits. He is not sinful, but basically desiring name, fame, position in society. Rajasic man, attached to all. So much attachments he has. Rajasic man, a lot of passion for enjoyment. And at this point, he may like some philosophy, doing good to other people, being nice, taking care of children. Animals are also entitled to these two lower platforms, tamasic and rajasic. And higher than that is the person in the mental platform, where he is able to overcome the harassment of the senses and also overcome lethargy. It's better. So this is the mind that therefore can control the senses, senses can control the body. And still higher, and the mental platform then achieve in peace because there is no harassment, no lethargy. It's very peaceful. And this time the person can start reading, start acquiring knowledge. And it's still better than that person is a person in philosophical platform, intellectual. Intelligence is not active, intelligence controls the mind. And then this person becomes very philosophical and much better. And still better, the higher, the soul, which controls even the intelligence, a spiritual platform. And at this point, the person enjoys the identity as a servant of the Lord and is blissfully engaged in devotion service. So we see one platform over the other. So now Kṛṣṇa is giving he has talked about to Arjuna, Kama, Esha, Krodha, Esha, Rajaguna, Samadhava, that Kama, Krodha is the one arising which out of our mode of passion, which is our greatest enemy. And Prabhupada also said the purpose. He has desire to dominate and desire to enjoy. This kind of propensity lead to degradation of the soul. How does person overcome it? Prabhupada says, come to Kṛṣṇa conscious platform. That's it. If you come to spiritual platform, and therefore Prabhupada says, then you chant Hare Krishna, automatically are thrown to spiritual platform without going through sensual, mental, intellectual, all this level. Hook. It's thrown directly on the therefore Kṛṣṇa consciousness called a lift. But immediately takes us to the highest platform. How does the process work? The process works in this way. If you have a way in which the soul can awaken and arise to its original nature as eternal servant of the Lord, automatically, because of that identification, what it wants to do now? Just serve the Lord. All the Maya is over. See, everything is based on foundation. You want to make a building, you need foundation. Foundation is good, building is good. Today, our foundation is wrong. The whole material civilization, Prabhupada says, he boldly say, is civilization of cats and dogs. Why? Because the foundation is I am the body. Human being, the first knowledge he has to be taught in schools, colleges, is that I am not this body. This is the first knowledge. Prabhupada says, advancement of civilization means how much they know God, how much they love Him. That means we know civilization is advancing. The more people know God, the more they love God, that is the advancement of civilization. That is the purpose of the government. This civilization is advancing. And Parikshit Maharaj was ruling the world and he told Kali Purisha, go. Wherever you can find the four principles, you can stay. He said there is no place. That has been good administration. It is working for advancement of the civilization. And what is the advancement? More people know God, more they love Him. And this is what is needed actually. Therefore God is one, even religion is one. When God is one, religion also cannot be two. Religion is also one. There may be different places and all, some teachings have been given, but essence is same. They cannot have two religions. Religion is only one. Not that Yamaraja says, Arey, you belong to this religion, so this is not Papa. That's like Gandhi. Somebody went to him and he said that, see, you are respected as Muslims also, Hindus also. Why don't you tell the Muslims that don't eat cow? Arey, it is in their dharma, what can I say? That is the intelligence. You know what's so unfortunate, we have such leaders. No. Religion is one, God is also one. Therefore spirituality is more important than so-called faith, they can also sit and understand what is the point behind it. Oh yes, definitely. We have gratitude to the cow, she can speak. We can go on. So we should have that level of understanding, but it is not easy because people are stuck to rubber stamped religions. And even the constitution is like that today. Different communities have different constitution. One set of laws for one community, one set of laws for another community. How can there be different laws? Traffic laws are different about it. Hey, you are a Christian, your law is different. You can go in red signal. No? Traffic law is same for everybody. So God's laws are also same for everybody. But between time and situation, they told certain things in different places. But those who have intelligence, they can understand actually it is one or the other. Now what happens when somebody practices Kṛṣṇa consciousness, directly thrown on the spiritual platform. And because the soul is higher than the intelligence, it is higher than the mind, it is higher than the senses and higher than the body. The soul is directly engaged in Krishna consciousness, automatically everything is controlled. All others will follow. Correct? Just like a prime minister goes somewhere, secretaries will follow, they will run behind. So similarly, if we agree, yes Krishna, I will serve you, immediately what happens? Yes, no problem. Immediately all our mind, intelligence will follow. In fact, when somebody practices Krishna consciousness, he feels joyful experience. The soul feels so blissful. And immediately mind, intelligence are all become purified. And they also become stunned. What is so? Because finally, our body, our senses, our mind and intelligence is working for what? Some people say, I have what duty? It is working to become happy. That's all. No. Anandamaya bhyasa. We are seeking happiness. So body, mind, intelligence is working for that whole life. But when by spiritual practice we feel pleasure, then automatically everything is fulfilled. They are also satisfied. Just like when Krishna is served, Devatas are also satisfied because they are servants of the Lord. So similarly, when the heart is satisfied of practicing Krishna consciousness, the same purpose these people are working. They feel, so nice, so wonderful. So this is the Prabhupada is giving this approach. But there are many obstacles today. We want to implement this approach. And we should take them one by one. Number one, some people say hedonism. Just cut that philosophy to pieces at the root. That's all. Don't say Western culture is inferior. What is it? Don't talk about that. Don't talk about terms, Western, Eastern. No. What is the philosophy? Hedonism. Actually, the hedonism philosophy. What is hedonism philosophy? You will become happy by enjoyment of senses. Finish it off. Is there any case in the history somebody became happy by sense enjoyment? There is no case, there is no example. We work on that platform. Okay, then some people will say, no, we have another philosophy that a soul and awakens, it becomes God. Back to that philosophy. How it is possible? God is always God. Soul is always small. Anu and Vibhu. If we were God, how we have forgotten? It is not possible. God cannot forget. Then the forgetting power, Maya, is more powerful than God. Back to that. Smash that philosophy. Then some people they are saying, why we have to worship Supreme God for spiritual life? We can worship so many Devatas. Back to that. Devatas are not God. Where it is said like that? Devatas have their capacity to benefit us materially, but they have no ownership on the soul. They are also assistants of the Lord only. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Asama Urdhava. Nobody can be greater than God, nobody can be equal to God. God is God. God is therefore, it means God is great. So no Devatas or man-made gods will not do. So this way also it becomes very clear. Then some people will say, you teach this Krishna conscious philosophy, but you can't teach. Only we can teach. We are born Brahmana. Where? In fact, Prabhupada said, therefore, around the world, this problem was there, people are protesting. In India, the Brahmana community did not like Prabhupada. That's why he is making Brahmanas out of. Prabhupada said, this has killed the Vedic culture. People artificially declaring themselves to be Brahmanas has killed the Vedic culture just by birth. Now, suppose I am a judge. Suppose my father is a judge. I don't become judge. I have to pass examinations. In the same way, I cannot become a Brahmana just because the father is a Brahmana. It's not correct. And this is not fair. So, but people are misled. Prabhupada says this very fact. Artificially becoming Brahmana and demanding respect from society. Artificially saying that all gods are same. This has destroyed the Vedic culture. Therefore, people are practicing Krishna consciousness to some extent in their house, but we don't find any enthusiasm. We don't find them very happy, enlightened, because they are not correct. You see any house, particularly in South India, some dharma is going on. But because they are not worshipping Supreme Lord Vishnu in the way prescribed in the scripture, therefore we don't see them getting enlightened and blissful. And their children dump, because ritualistically whatever you practice will not last. Why somebody should do it? They may be doing because parents force them to do, but they know there is no pleasure, there is no happiness. Therefore Prabhupada wanted to present, because the whole world has an idea, spiritual life is very dull and boring, material life is such a fun. That is the idea people have. Therefore Prabhupada will organize big Nama Sankirtans around the world. See, and the devotees talk about one instance when there was a long time ago, the president of America, Carter or something, he was the president of Jimmy Carter. So he was there in some place, and at that time Prabhupada's grace, there were hundreds of devotees in every temple. So 128 devotees went in front of the hotel where he was there and danced with heavy Nama Sankirtan. All around there were people going to him with protest or this or that. These devotees so happy. Prabhupada, he has heard it nicely. Heavy in front of the hotel, with it heavy. Let them know. That time America was too powerful. Let them know what is the pleasure of Nama Sankirtan. Correct? Blissful. People watch. The devotees are drinking the pleasure of some other pleasure. And Prabhupada's devotees say, Prabhupada, they can see we have no problems. We are so happy. Everybody had problem then. They were there with this placard, that placard. Anybody can go. Any person you go has problems. Kṛṣṇa is there. Bhakta, Kṛṣṇa is there. Santushta. That can happen. Why? Because he knows whatever condition I am in, it is because of Kṛṣṇa's will. He is happy. He is very peaceful. And he is peacefully serving Kṛṣṇa. So, this is the best way for mind control. You chant Hare Krishna, you hear Krishna Katha, you serve Krishna, and jump directly into spiritual platform. Service, these are all services. Serve Krishna, offer devotion service to Krishna, guided by an Acharya, and jump into spiritual platform. Automatically, mind is controlled. None of us, put, when you wanted to advance in Krishna consciousness, how many of us have to put an effort? No, I have to control. No, my mind should not do that. That's what the Jnanis do. They sit down alone in some place. I am not this body, I am not this body, and they keep battling with their thoughts. Are we doing that? Anyway. So what is our purpose? Our purpose is this. To serve Krishna. Therefore Prabhupada gave the famous mantra. Godhead is light. You focus your head on Krishna to the sun. It's like a sun. You focus your face towards Krishna, automatically darkness is behind you. That's it. A very simple process. You engage yourself. How I can serve Krishna, automatically Maya will run away. And this is the best process of controlling the mind. Mamacha avivicharena bhakti yogena sevate sadhunana samati ketana samvarunogaya brahmudhyaya. We can see ourselves that it's so difficult to control and save ourselves from tricks of Maya. You can't do it. Maya is very powerful. Devi Esha Gurmai Mau Maya Durate. Mama Evi Prapadyante Maya Meta Tardate. So if you surrender to Krishna, automatically Maya is very easily controlled. That's the best way. Srila Prabhupada ki, Bhagavad Gita ki.